Don't give them the satisfaction of your reaction. Even though they do it on purpose, it's because they're worthless. All right. Don't be out here giving people the satisfaction of your reaction, because that's all they want. They want you to respond in a way that'll make them feel good. One that will show them that they're in charge. One that'll show them that they have power over you. And when you react to them, that's what you give them. An uncontrollable amount of power is what they get. Nobody wants to be giving that out to anyone. I know I don't, and I know you don't. Having people with like that amount of power over you, it doesn't feel good. It's not a positive thing for you. So it's best to not give them a reaction. All right. Anybody that is trying to get one from you is probably lame. All right. They're probably unhappy with themselves, more than likely. They have control issues. They have problems with other people having power in their life. So when they're going to try to get your reaction, right, you're going to just walk past them, act like you don't see them, you know, just totally be engulfed in your own self. All right. Totally be focused on yourself. Totally keep all your energy on yourself and just pretend that this person is invisible. That's the best thing to do. All right. People who are worthless engage in worthless behavior and worthless activity. All right. They have nothing going for them, practically nothing at all. So, when they see a person that has more things going for them, when they see a person that is paying attention to their own self and not them, they have to fight against you to make you react. It's almost a sign of disrespect that they see it as when you're not paying them any attention and when you're focused on yourself, because your power is being used the right way. It's being given to you. And they see you as a strong person, and the amount of power that you have, they want it for themselves. So since they're not you and they can't have your power, no matter how bad they want it, the next best thing, since they can't have the type of power that you have, you guessed it, is having power over you. So if they can't have the amount of power that you have, if they can't live the life that you have, if they can't be you, the next best thing is having control over how you feel, being able to dictate how you're going to feel today. That makes a person feel very powerful when they have that amount of control over another person. They see you happy, they see you enjoying yourself, and they say to themselves, not for long, because I'm going to do something to change that. I'm going to do something, to affect you in a way to where you no longer will feel good. That's all it is. And if you give people the power to make you not feel good, then they're going to take that and run with it. All right. The amount of control that gives a person is unbelievable. An unbelievable amount of adrenaline, an unbelievable amount of power, an unbelievable amount of control. In the world we live in today, where everybody wants power in their life, where they're not satisfied to have the power over themselves, but they want to be able to have power over another person. That's somebody that's weak because they're empowered by their control that they have over you. All right, so these people are weak right off the bat. It's it's just they're repetitive. So their weakness can by default become a strength if it's repeated over and over and over and over again. So what they do is, with their little weak self and their little weak mind, they say, you know what? I'm going to get this person. I'm going to get to you, right? And that's what they want to do. They want to be able to get to you. So what they do is, it's like they're repeat offenders. All right, whatever they find offensive, whatever you find offensive, they're going to repeat it. So that's all they're doing. They're going to just keep repeating the same thing over and over again until it gets to you. Because this is a worthless person. Spider web all on my legs. This is a worthless person. This person is soulless. They have no soul. They have no empathy. They have no connection to a higher power. So, what's left for a person like that, that disregards having God in their life, that thinks being a good person is played out, that they rather live their life trying to get your energy through negative responses, right? And when you really look at it, that's all they have going for them. Like if they were involved creatively, or if they were a different kind of thinker, right? Like if they use their mind in a different way to create positivity, or just be creative, or to uplift others, or focused on a certain amount of acquiring like knowledge that was life-changing, things that would open up their mind, they wouldn't be involved in this type of behavior, because they would know that there's another way. They would know that they don't have to behave this way, or act like this, or treat people like this. So it's still all under the same type of mind, because it's the same type of behavior. These people are emitting the same type of frequency. So when they are coming at you like this, it's nothing new. It's nothing you haven't already experienced. You pretty much know. You pretty much know what type of behavior you're going to get from them. So it is kind of pointless and foolish to get upset over something that you know is going to happen, something that you know is going to take place. But most of the time, it's just the times that they do it, right? Like you may not be in the mood for it today, because most days people do weird stuff and you could just bypass it and let it go. But it's like the days where you may be having a rough one, or your day may be harder for you than it usually is, Maybe you're having a character building day, or having a day that you may deem difficult, a challenging day, a day that brings some challenges, a day that you have to overcome. That's really the only time that I find what they're doing has any kind of effect. It's like when I want to be left alone, and when I don't have the patience, and when I don't feel like dealing with them today, that's when it seems like it really becomes an issue. So, it's really all about knowing yourself. So if you know yourself, you're better off than not knowing yourself, which would prevent you from reacting to a person. Because if you know how you get and you know how they get, it's real easy to keep yourself under that control, because you just have to, you have to be premeditated. It has to be premeditated. It's like, okay, I know that they're going to behave this way. I'm going to already be prepared to, block them out, or not care, not give a AF, So it's really all about managing yourself through stress, because that's what they like to do. That's why you react to them. That's why you may, slip up and end up giving them a reaction. It's because of stress. You don't want to be bothered, or something that you're going through, and you're tired of having these people come at you the way they do and behave towards you the way they do. It's like you could pretty much slap somebody upside the head, but you just don't, because it's not going to solve anything. It would definitely feel good, but it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change the situation that you're going through, that you're having a hard time dealing with. And it's also not going to help in terms of you dealing with stress. Because if something's stressful, hitting someone or, taking it out on them, retaliating may feel good temporarily, but then afterwards you have to deal with what you're left with, which is the decision that you made. So rather than make a decision that you may regret later, it's best to just be already one step ahead of the game and just know how these people are going to act and know how you are to the way that they act. It's like, okay, I know this person is going to act this way. You know, this pisses me off, makes me upset. I'm just not going to let it. I'm not going to get pissed off or upset over what they're doing. And it's easier said than done. But there are things that you can do with your mind, right? You can tell yourself certain things and look at the situation a certain way to where, it doesn't affect you like how they want. And that's the beauty of the mind, being able to transform negative energy and turn it into something positive. So there are several ways a person could use their mind and look at this situation so that way it doesn't make them upset. I've said it before, you can pity people. All right, you can pity people who act like this. This will put you in a state of empathy, it'll rather than a state of anger. So it's better to empathize and possibly even sympathize for these people. It's better to have sympathy and empathy for them than to get consumed into their behavior. All right, soaking up that sociopath, that psychopath energy to where now you're reacting. You don't even know what you're doing. You're so angry and you're so mad. You know, it's like you get so mad. It's like you're ready to go retaliate. And then once you calm down, you're like, yo, why did I just do that? Something could have happened to me. I could have ended up getting in trouble. Could have ended up going to jail. Could have ended up in a bad situation. And it's like this person drove me, to go do that. And it's like we can't blame them because at the end of the day, we make our own decisions and no one has power or control over us. But if you get so mad to where, you're not thinking clearly or not thinking straight, then they have the potential to pretty much drive you or get you out of character and have you go make a mistake. All right. This is where a lot of the situations where you think you're getting justice or payback, but these people will point the finger at you, and depending on what they did, you may not have a story to back you up. What if what they're doing is something that other people can't see and it's just a little game they're playing between you and them, and only you know it because it's happening to you, but other people, they don't see it that way. They just see this person as someone that's just maybe around or someone that you see every day. If you're the one getting upset and calling this person names and reacting every time you see them, that's how people will not believe you and think that you're the problem. And that's how a lot of people end up, you know, getting on the opposite side of things and being seen as the aggressor instead of the victim in the situation. So since we're not victims and we don't like to, victimize ourselves or our situation, we like to take control over situations and empower ourselves. The best way to empower ourselves is by not giving them a reaction and not allowing them to affect you the way they do. So, people have a personal problem with you. They're going to take that out on you. Maybe maybe you drive something nice, your home is nice, your love life is looking good, or just life in general is how it's supposed to be going for you. But they just may not specifically want to see it go well for you. There are a lot of us who people just don't want to succeed or see good things happen to. And you have to live your life through that and still find patience and still find a balance and still find peace and still be able to find yourself and not lose yourself because the way that other people want to act. All right. So that's one of the worst things that could happen to a person is if they give control to other people, allowing them to push their buttons, letting people say things that get you out of character or do things that get you out of character. That's one of the worst situations you could be in, especially if you have to live around people or you work around people, because the more you see them, the more they're going to learn you. and figure out what type of person that you are and how you react mentally. And then they'll just be able to pull your strings and keep messing with you. And like a lot of people, this is a regular day for them. Like I think I underestimate how important these videos are, you know, but a lot of people, this is their everyday life on both sides. You know, people who have to deal with these stupid fools, and then you have these stupid fools who just, they get off on this type of doing these kinds of things. It's like it gives them pleasure. They would like nothing more but to be able to get on your nerves, or be able to have that type of power over you to make you upset over something that they do. You know, I underestimated this myself, and people really enjoy having the power to make somebody upset and mad. All right, they laugh, they enjoy it, they like seeing you upset, they like seeing you flustered and getting aggravated. Like this is the state that they like to see you in. They rather see you unhappy or angry or mad as a result of something that they did. And that's a mindset for you right there. Like you wonder why you'll have so many issues and problems with people, but these are the people that we deal with. And before we started going through these things or became fully aware or more aware, it's like we didn't know this existed. We just knew that there were people that were either trying to get on our nerves or be a bully, you know, until you either clocked them upside the head or put them in their place. You know, and I definitely don't condone violence, but I definitely don't condone being bullied either. All right. That's for sure. We don't condone violence, but we don't condone being picked on. All right. Even Chris Rock picked up a brick and hit somebody in the head with it because they kept messing with him. And you know, as an empath, you might feel bad about that afterwards. And that's just a situation that they put you in. And that's another thing. Like if you're if you are, you know, if you consider yourself a halfway decent person, you know, you don't want to hit anyone upside the head. Like that's not going to make you feel good that you had to handle the situation that way. It may because that person was bothering you for a while and you know you're tired of it, but violence isn't the way. All right, retaliating isn't the way. It's best to let God handle it and allow him to be in control of the situation. All right, because he's going to be able to get them back way worse. And the way he does it, you know, is going to be like on some they're least expected. You know, it's like the way God works. You'll think everything is going right, and just one by one, things will just start falling out of place. Things will just start messing up. Things will just start going wrong, and they'll be thinking somebody hit them with the witchcraft or something. But like, nope, that's your own negative energy coming back to you. That's your own witchcraft befalling upon you right before your face. So it's like a lot of them, they do it to themselves and they wonder why things start going wrong, but they never take into consideration the type of person that they were. Because if they did that, they would have to self-reflect. And that's something that you're never going to get from them. So people wonder why. It's like, well, anyone could change, but there are some key factors in being able to change. Number one, you have to want to change. Number two, you have to self-reflect. You have to go inward. You have to look at yourself and analyze what you're doing and how it's affecting other people. And if people aren't doing that, a change may not be likely. All right, so it is what it is. All right, so basically, you know, if you have to work with people like this, you just stay focused and do your job and don't pay them any mind. All right, you know, you see the evil on them. You see them trying to be a wannabe fake gangster or a wannabe cool person or just a wannabe gang stalking type of, you know, mind control slave. So it is what it is. You know, a lot of these people are under these programs for a reason, right? You know how people associate with certain things, and it's like you got this kind of people, you got this kind of people by the way they dress and act and, you know, operate, and you could tell like, okay, she's one of them, or okay, she's this or she's that, or he's this or he's that. And it's not that you're judging people, it's just that people are under a program, and the people who are easily programmed by the other programs are usually going to be caught up in gang stalking and other forms of behavior where they're antagonizing other people. All right, people who are easily swayed by trends. All right, people who are, if other people got to do it, they're about to go do it. These are the kinds of people, right? These are the kinds of people that end up getting caught up in stalking. All right, because like I said, it's like a group kind of behavior. It's like a behavior of people who are easily influenced. All right, it's a behavior where people easily are overtaken by trends. All right, and this is how this is how the master manipulators control the masses. All right, they get people all on one accord as far as what they wear, how they dress, and then those people usually are in like a develop what they call a in crowd or a popular group. So it's like people who are popular. You see, like other people will reference the movie Mean Girls or whatever, but it's like you see people who are popular. It's like some of these groups are cutthroat, and usually, unfortunately, it's just groups in general. Like some groups are cutthroat, where in order to be in it, people act a certain way, people behave a certain way. You have to be a certain way. They don't like people thinking for themselves. They don't like people having their own mind. It's like if you're not in one accord, and if you're not a part of the quote unquote team, then it's going to be a problem. Not everybody has a team mentality. Some people support other people, and some people are for everybody's success, but it's just they're like a lone ranger, lone wolf kind of person. Some people, they roll solo, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, people can't force you to be any kind of way, and you obviously can't force them to be any kind of way. But a lot of these people who are, easily controlled by what they see and they want to do, like this is how the master manipulators, this is how they control people, and this is how they get people to engage in this type of behavior. All right, they have people on a frequency to where if you're not in alignment with that frequency, you're going to be catching wreck from certain people and wondering why and not know why. It's because you're not on that frequency. And like the serpent, the master manipulating power that's in each one of these people who behave like this: narcissism, psychopaths, sociopath, gang stalkers, uh, perpetrators. Like, the type of spirit that they have is that of the serpent. So they're going to behave, their fruits of their works are going to be easily detected. You're going to be able to tell what kind of person this is by how they're acting. And when you're not on that vibe or that frequency, that power that controls them is trying to attack you and turn you into one of them. So it's like, this is why you'll constantly be having issues with people constantly wanting to get your reaction, people constantly wanting to bother you. It's because you're not in alignment with the same frequency that they're on. And that frequency that they're on is one that's trying to destroy you or other people who are awake or who have a form of thought that doesn't go in alignment with this type of behavior or with that serpent. So it's like you're stronger, and like I said, you have that power, and that's why they're trying to control you and gain access to it through you. Since they can't have it themselves, the next best way is to try to attack you or to try to get you react or get upset, because this is what's going to give them your power. See, you believe in God and you believe in good. This is why you don't have to do all the things that they have to do. And this is why when you're dealing with people who behave in a gang stalking type of fashion or a narcissistic kind of way, it's like they are all on one accord. They are all behaving the same way. They're all operating under this serpent energy. They're all operating under this program. So that's why they'll be acting the way that they act. And that's why you feel like you don't fit in. That's why certain jobs don't want you there. That's why certain groups you don't fit in. Certain people that you get around try to attack you and make you react and bring you down. People that you live around will behave like this, all because you're not on that frequency and in one accord with them. So the longer that you can fight it, and the longer that you cannot give them a reaction, you keep your power and you win. But the thing is, they see it as you having too much power. All right. They don't like God's children having power over themselves, over their life, over their creative abilities. This is why a lot of people, when they go to that industry, it's like they're like, there's no God in that industry. And that's why they have that creative control. That's why they're trying to control the creators, because they don't want the truth to get out, and they don't want people to be operating under the light. They want people to be putting out darkness, putting out low vibrational stuff. They don't want people to put out things that are going to change the masses or change people's thoughts. They want people to be controlled. They want people under this program. They want to keep people docile, low vibrational, and ineffective, because it's going to change the illusion and make some people wake up, and they'll see that they don't have to act this way and they don't have to behave that kind of way. All right, so I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. We out.